Hey kids, it's the Mr. Fly here, hope you're well. Now the Panigale 899, the baby Panigale, the cheapest, the lowest grade Panigale there's ever been. Is it pants? Stick around and stay tuned, I'll let you know what I think. So why do I even ask that question, is the Panigale 899 pants then? Well, it's because recently I was lucky enough to borrow the brand new top of the range Ducati Panigale V4s. An absolutely awesome bike. I haven't yet published all the videos I've got on that bike. Much more to come on that, so stay tuned to the channel if you're a Panigale fan. But having ridden that, coming back to my own 899, which I bought back in 2015, they only made the 899 for about a year. It got superseded very quickly because of the Euro 4 regulations, and they had to bring out the 959 complete with its hideous sticky uppy exhausts to replace it. So bit of a rarity this. So anyway, I bought this back in 2015, end of 2014, something like that. I've had it about 4 years now. And at the time, with the fancy Terminioni exhaust, it cost me around about 15 grand. And that's an awful lot of money, isn't it, for a motorcycle? Certainly seemed it to me at the time. But when you compare it to the V4s that I was just talking about, one of those will set you back 25,000 pounds, something like that. So, given this, the 899 is 10 grand less, or was if you look at new prices. Now you can pick one of these up if you could find one, because I guess they are relatively rare given they're only made for that year. And you're going to be looking at probably 10 grand to pick one up if you get one with the Termi pipes. Let's say between 8 and 10 grand. So, almost a third of the price of a new V4s. Is it a third of as good? Does that make sense? Well, I guess it's a bit of a loaded question, isn't it, really? Because let's face it, all Ducatis are absolutely beautiful, aren't they? I think so. With the possible exception of the Scrambler. Don't mean to offend any Scrambler owners there. Come on, folks, quick as you like. I am trying to balance. Thank you. Hello, all the police signs out. What's going on here? We're expecting the Prime Minister? Possibly could be. So yeah, I say that in jest, of course, about the Scrambler. I just haven't ridden it much. Maybe I'll change my mind when I get to ride the 1200 version. But generally speaking, Ducatis are exotic, desirable bikes, aren't they? And to me, the 899 is no different, even though it is the cheap and in some ways the lesser cousin. When I say it's the lesser cousin because it doesn't have all the fancy electronics. It doesn't have lean angle sensitive ABS and lean angle traction control, the clever slide control, etc, etc. But it does have all the things you need in the real world. It does have ABS, it does have traction control. It's got a quick shifter in the up direction only. The mirrors on here are absolutely rock solid and work a treat, which is something that it certainly didn't on the V4s I was riding. And this bike, with those Terminionis on, puts out something like 155 brake horsepower. I would argue that is way more than enough for riding on the road. Not only that, you get the fabulous Panigale looks, and arguably the original Panigale, which this is the same shape as the original 1199, you could argue looks better than the current more angular V4s, but that is entirely a matter of personal taste, of course. Crikey, it's cold out here today. 3 degrees it's saying on the external temperature. It feels colder than that actually. Ice is only just thawed out. It's not a day to be blatting around like a madman on a sports bike, that's for sure. There could still be patches of ice lurking in these dark bits, so I'm going to take it a little bit easy. It's just lovely though to have a dry day. Anyway, this camera's moved a bit. Just move you up a bit, there we go. How this is going to work. It's a very wobbly mount. This is a big test of a Hero 7's stabilisation facilities, because that is wobbling around like a good one, as you can probably see from the other camera. If that gives anything like a still image, that'll be amazing. But it is a pretty amazing camera as far as stabilisation is concerned. Whoa, it is cold. Not going to be out for too long, that's for sure. It's just when you get one of these winter's days where it is basically dry, it's too good an opportunity to not come out and give the bike a little stretch of its legs. So since I posted my initial V4s Panigale video, people have said to me, why don't you sell your 899 and put it as make it a deposit for a new V4? Well, as much as I love the V4, I do love the 899 as well. And I admit the title of the video, a little bit clickbaity perhaps, because of course the 899 isn't pants, it's a brilliant bike. And it's a brilliant real world bike if you just want to ride it on the road. I'm not a track god, as I've said many times before. I do like the odd track day to sharpen up my general road riding, but I enjoy riding on the road. And for that purpose the 899 is absolutely brilliant. Not as easy to ride as the V4, to be fair. It's got the big old thumpy Ducati L-twin character, which I love. And I think when you wind it up, I'm not winding up today because of the potential slippery roads, but I think this engine actually sounds better. It's certainly a lot louder than the V4s, if that's important to you. That is not in any way to decry the V4s, which is an amazing, amazing bike. If you get the chance to ride one, do so. It's absolutely awesome. But so is 899. So if you want to get into a bit of Ducati Panigale sports bike ownership, and you don't have a spare 24 grand knocking about, do not despair. Look through the old second-hand ads and you'll find yourself a nice used 899 only. It can't be any more than 4 years old at the moment. And it probably won't have much miles on it either, because most of these bikes, of course, are kept in garages as summer trinkets. And who can blame owners for doing that, because they do look beautiful. If I was allowed to have mine in the living room, I would have. With a little chance to open her up a bit. Hear that engine? Yeah, you can't beat the sound of a Ducati twin, can you? Gorgeous! Looks like my B camera's slipped down again. Let's move you up a bit. There we go. Does that work? Hello! Excellent. So yeah, to answer my own question then, the 899 is not a pants Panigale. It's a good value, excellent road rider's bike. And if you fancy a bit of Ducati action, a bit of Italian exotica, I thoroughly recommend them to the house. I absolutely love my 899. I ain't going to be selling them to put a deposit on a GS 1250 or a V4 or anything like that. This bike is staying in my garage as long as I can afford to keep running it. So there we go, just to see a little vlog really. Just too nice a winter's day to not come out and have a ride. Always great to stretch the legs on one of my bikes. I try and ride all my bikes all winter, and every lunchtime, if the weather's conducive, I'll come out and bring a different bike out for a ride, just to make sure that all the oils and fluids are running through nice and warm, get the bike properly warmed up, keep the battery charged and so on. And today it was the 899's turn. Oh, it's a little bit muddy and slippery around here. Oh, got a glimpse of sun there, what a treat. Alright, so that's it for this time. If you're out and about the roads this time of year, ride safe, adapt your riding accordingly, and there's no reason why you can't keep riding in the UK at least. Okay, that's it for now. Look forward to speaking to you again soon. Until then, this has been the Mr. Fly. Cheerio.